Good evening. Hope everybody is doing well. I'm on a different map tonight, actually doing a little modding, trying to test something here. I've been working on a Dynamite mod, and it works fairly well for a lot of purposes, but the thing I've been working on it here of late is to get it to blow a stump out of the ground. Oh, there's a trusty sheep in the background, so I have a stick of it I've purchased here, and I've placed it next to this stump, and I want to see if I can blow the stump out of the ground. I think it'll work, but I've been having difficulty getting the stump to appear out of the ground and get it to go far enough out of the ground. So I'm just going to light the fuse, and we'll just see what happens here. Watch out, sheep. Okay. Whoa! I have no idea. I have no idea where my stump object went. It's possible that blew it way up there, but I really don't know. So I also want to test to see if it still will knock down a tree. It's one of the things I wanted to do. I've placed a tree right here. Let me just buy a stick while I'm in here. Oop, went past it. Here we go. Sneak it right in, kind of at the base of the tree. Hop back out. Come over here. See my fuse. I still got to do a little work on it so you can see the lit fuse, with little sparkles on it or whatever. Maybe I'll do that. Whoa, gotta get out of the way. Okay, it toppled the tree. Now I got another stump. Let me see if I can blow this out of the water as well. Water, I mean ground. You know what I mean. I'll put that about like yay. Once again, I'll get close enough, light the fuse. Let's see if I can make my stump disappear. No, it didn't work. So, what could be happening is the dynamite is looking for a split shape. It may be looking at this one right here, and it's big enough it isn't going to be able to do anything to it. So why don't I see if I can buy another one? Only $100 a piece. Let me see if I put it out here. Is that just enough? That might be enough. Wish there's a way to show the... Oh boy. That may be a little bit far away, but we'll see. Light the fuse. I'm going to see if it'll nail the stump without hitting. There we go. And I saw it come out of the ground. Just where in the dickens it went. But I thought I saw it come out of the ground, right? So there should be a stump object. It's kind of like this one. Not that there. But it should come out with roots that look kind of like this over here. This one I think was laying there before, so... And it's as ugly as all get out, too. If I only knew how to do a 3D model, I'd make a decent one. So... Well, I know I saw it come out, so... I'm gonna exit the game and return to the script, and I'm going to give it a little less bite in terms of coming out. Just looking at the script here. By the time I get to this point, I mean, there's a lot of code in here, but by the time the code gets here, we're locating a stump, and has some parameters that the function is fed that I put in there to it. It's defined a split shape based on those. Those are all those little squares, that we could see on the dynamite. It's kind of looking out to locate areas where there may be a split shape, namely a tree or a stump. So if it finds one, it's going to come and follow this code. It's going to look at it and it's going to see how long it is. And in this particular area, all I'm wanting to do is to blow up a stump. So if the stump, the length of it is less than 4 meters, then it's going to execute all this code, which is basically to blow it out of the ground. So it first locates where the existing stump is, then we delete it. Then using these coordinates, we're establishing a new one, and I have a 3D object in there that looks kind of like a stump with roots, and it's a type of fillable pallet. And I know a stump isn't a fillable pallet, but I'm treating it that way as in the game. So it's gonna load up a fillable pallet using the parameters that we put in there, and up above I tell it where to grab to get the file name, to put it in there. That's all in a table up above. In theory, there could be several of them. Right now, I just have one in there, that ugly one, but it's the only one I have. So we put in the particulars, we register it, we even give it a fill level. Later, we can do something with it and turn it into wood chips if we wanted. I think it has 150 liters. It isn't much. I mainly just want to blow it out of the ground. So here we're attempting to get some data. I basically want to blow it straight up. Really wouldn't have to do this. I want to see how heavy it is and give it a force of 10 to the power of the mass. I have no idea if that's right. And in any case, I adjusted down here anyways. The upward force, I took whatever this number is and added 10,000. I'm gonna take a 0 off. It was only 100 previously. It barely burped out of the ground. So I'll maybe have 1,000 and we'll see kind of what that does. And there's a whole lot of code in here to do stuff to other things, if it's a tree, a vehicle, or whatever. But really, the only reason I want a dynamite script is mainly to blow up big rocks and maybe to take out a stump or two. It's kind of just something for fun, for kicks anyway. So I'm going to load the game back up. We'll go back in and see. Yeah, I did save that. We'll see if if it changes its behavior a little bit. I'm almost positive we could see it as we blew it that last time out of the ground, just out of the corner of my eye. If it has that much force, it's probably blowing it who knows where, and it's coming down somewhere way far away on the map. I have a different map in here kind of for testing. It's called Glen Ellie. It's a map I played a long time ago, and I've been doing a whole lot of stuff to it. At some point, maybe I'll do a series on it. There's another person and I, actually his name was Yati Dom. He set up a server and he and we played the stuffing out of this map. This has been a number of years ago. And I've always kind of liked it. It was kind of my gateway map, if you will, into Farming Sim 15. And I don't know, I've just always had a heart for it and have played a ton of time on it. So I've made a lot of updates to the map too, which is totally separate from this Dynamite mod. So, but basically, I'm putting a whole lot of trees and stuff on there, work to do. So I'd like to have Dynamite available when I eventually play it. So, all right, we hop back in here, and we're gonna go back out to where we didn't save anything last time. Let me come over and light this off again. All right, we're on the fuse. I don't know if you can hear it or not. There's a little bit of the wick playing. Boom. Dang it. Oh, there it is. Hoo, turning in circles. Down. Boom. Wow, that'd give a headache if I was there. All right, so that time, that's a little more like what I'm after, where it takes the stump and genuinely blows it out of the ground. Now 1,000 power may still be a little bit high, but let's try it again over here just for good measure. I'm going to cut this tree down. I need to do to buzz it over real quick. Timber. Okay. Actually, I could have done it here too. I guess I didn't need to cut that tree. Let me just move the tree out of the way with the dozer so I don't get interference. This one here I cut off some time ago. I'll just back that out of the way. Come back over here. I got a couple little pieces here. Hopefully it doesn't detect those little pieces in finding a split shape. I don't know how big this is. Oops. You know, I guess I'm taller than it, so odds are it should be under 4 meters in length, but I don't know how much of it is below the ground. But I'll just purchase some dynamite here, and we'll give this another try. Where's our stump? There it is. Can't hardly see it. I'm just going to put it, blink, right there. And we're about on top of it. Let me see if I can find the fuse right there. Lit the fuse and see if it knocks it out. Boom! I think I saw it go up. There it is. Oops. Whoa, there's 2 of them. Well, I'll be jiggered. Okay, one over there, one over there. You know what I bet it did? I wonder if it saw 2 of these. Remember there was just one little patty, or two patties and a stump. Now there's only one, so it's almost like, unless there was another stump there, that's really interesting. I suppose I could prove it here. Let me see if I can duplicate that. And I'm gonna try to blow up this little patty. And what I may be doing is taking that little wedge and turning it into a stump. Light the fuse. Let me see what it does with it. Boom, it did. It turned that into a stump. Okay, so maybe what I need to do is put something in the code that obviously turned that little patty into a big old stump. We don't really want it to do that. So it's almost like if the length is, well, there's maybe a couple things. Those little patties were dynamic objects. So we only want it to do this if it's a static object. The stump would be static because it's in the ground, but those little patties would be dynamic. So let me dive back out of here. We won't save it, so we can try it again. So this here is only looking for size, and what it says in here is if it's under 4 meters, then it's going to do all of this. So maybe we need another qualifier. So if it's less than 4, and you know we already have a not equal to nil. I wonder if, oh, let me see over here. There's another, I'm modifying another script for some tree pushing stuff, but I know there's something in there that can tell. Aha, here it is. Rigid body type. So that's the command I need. So if I say shape is not equal to nil and get rigid body type of shape equals static, then do the following. So, in other words, if it's just those little patty pieces, leave them alone because they're going to be dynamic shapes. Dynamic shapes will move around, whereas a static shape is just kind of sitting there. So I think that'll work if I put that qualifier in there, and then it won't turn those other little patties into stumps. Now, maybe I need to do a little bit more work, and if it is a dynamic shape, I need some additional code down here to do something else. Maybe it could blow them away or send them to a different place. But what we don't want to have it happen is have them turn into stumps, which appears it was doing. So let's hop back in. I've saved the code. Now we'll just see if it does what we want it to do. Yeah, it takes a little time to load it up. I think it's time to reboot my computer, maybe. Go back to good old Glen Ellie. This map, by the way, the Glen Ellie map, was made by Farmer Yip. I don't know if anybody remembers his name that would see this, but he kind of was a mapping legend at FSUK, more so in the era of Farming Sim 11 and 13. And then I think he made one last map in Farm Sim 15 and basically exited the modding and playing community. I don't think he comes around anymore, but he made an app in FS11 that I really like called Feldy, and it was so far ahead of his time that nothing ever came close. I mean, he made an app for Farm Sim 11 that you probably wouldn't see similar again till you got into maybe 17, just with all the bells and whistles. I think he worked with a couple guys that knew how to 3D model, knew how to write Lewis scripts, and they just made a whole bunch of unique things for the map. So this one here didn't necessarily have all those bells and whistles, but still was a cool map, or I thought it was cool anyways. So I'm going to do what I did last time and kind of shoosh this out of the way. Just leave him over there. I'm going to head back over here. So we have, oh, there is just one patty. I don't know where the other one went. Maybe when I pushed the tree over, it took it. But there is one here. So I'm going to buy some dynamite again. And let's test out the little change in the coding that we just did. Can't see it, so I got to zoom in. Put it right there. See what happens. Boom. Maybe need to increase the volume of the fuse so you can hear it. Boom. She blows. I love that. I don't think in real life it bounced like that all over the place, but that's kind of funny. Okay, now let's see. It didn't do anything to the little patty. Oops, I'm in the wrong spot. Gotta get into the mods. Let's see if, let's put it right by the patty. And if we did our coding right, it shouldn't do a thing to it. All it'll do is just sit there. There's maybe other things we could do to it, but right now I just want to blow off the dynamite and not see anything happen. Hey, where's my fuse? I got something going on? Nope. Alright, give me my fuse, please. There we go. Lit the fuse. Boom. Well, I see some birds up there, but I don't see a stump tootling all over the place. So I think we can say mission accomplished. Okay. Well, that's all I really wanted to test at the moment. But maybe before I end the video, I'll just show something else here. Oh, good. Great demand. Let me knock this tree over. And I've also been working on the dozer. It's in a separate script so that you can use the dozer to push out stumps. So, alright, we knocked the tree down. Got parked it in the brush over here. Oh, let go. There we go. So I'm gonna try to, so you can't really see it through this tree here. Lower the blade, come down here, push, there we go. Oh, it's kind of hard to see, it happens so quick. All it needs to be is close to it, and the idea is that the player would push on a stump for a little while, and then it would bring up the stump, and you see a stump object appeared. So that's kind of what I'm after. There's all kinds of things I've tried to build into this map. I'll maybe try to share them at some other date. You see a lot of objects sitting around, a lot of rocks. I don't know. I have probably on account of how I grew up with all the rocks I picked up in the field and whatnot. I've done a lot of things in here with rocks, little rocks and big rocks, like you see on this trailer. So, but I'll share more on that at some other point. Mainly wanted to just test out dynamite on tree stumps, and I think that accomplishes what I wanted to do. Thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all later.